So hello students, I guess you are fit and fine at your place. So let's start today's class, okay? So students, I have something for you. You have to identify the geometrical shape which is in front of your screen. So do you see any box? Yes? Yes. So what do you see? What kind of geometrical shape is it? You can tell me. Yes? Is it a cuboid? Yes. We have a cuboid shape of this box. Very good, students. So I have also for you this is a switch box, right? So which kind of shape it is? If I show you through all the views, yes, it is also in cuboid form. Very good, students. So students, there are some thing is measurements are written, so you just write it down in the chat box or in the comment box. What are those things you can see on this box? So we have height, length and depth. So students, we have studied in the previous class that those shape which have these three dimensions, what we call those? Yes, do you consider this cuboidal box into 2D or 3D? Yes, students? Yes, whenever we have any three-dimension shape, right? Having a shape having three dimensions, we classify on them on the three dimensions, right? Three-dimension shape. Okay, students, and we also call these are the solid shapes. Okay, so students, let's think. We have an activity related to this only box. Okay, so I'm going to open this box. Okay, now let's see. Now, do you see any shapes which is formed by this cuboid box? Yes, cuboidal box. Yes. Which kind of shapes do you see? Write it down your answer in the comment box. Yes, they are rectangles, right? So let me mark for you. Where do you see rectangles? See, we have rectangles everywhere, right? So students, now tell me, do you find any dimensions? Yes, for rectangles that is 2 dimensions, right? So we have length and breadth. So as like I've mentioned the length, breadth and height for this. Okay, so let me do it. Length, height and breadth. Now students, do you find it out, all the dimensions for the rectangle? So let's see, students, we consider this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So students, how many faces you can see of, how many rectangles, how many faces of a cuboid you can tell me? Yes, 6. Very good. So we have 6 faces, 6 rectangles that going to combine with the, as you can come to know that from here also we have 6 faces for being combined to get a cuboidal box, right? So students, we are going to discuss, if I want to cover this sweet box with a beautiful paper. So students, how I will come to know that how much paper is required to this sweet box, right? So students, for that we are going to discuss about today's topic, that is, yes, that is surface area of a cuboid. Okay, so that is surface area of cuboid, whose concept we are going to discuss. Along with, we are going to solve some questions and its application we are going to discuss. Okay, now students, you can see, firstly let's talk about a cuboid. What is a cuboid? So cuboid is a 3-dimensional shape. So whenever we talk about any cuboid or any shape which is in the form of cuboid, so it must be a 3-dimensional shape. Okay, And a cuboid is made by 6 rectangle faces and which is placed at the 90° or 90 angle or right angles, right? So whenever we calculated its surface area, so what we have to do, we have to sum all the 6 rectangular faces, right, where we see into it. So here we can see 6 faces, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, right? So for covering all the 6 faces we require the paper. So we will come to know that how much paper is required. For that we have a particular formulas. Okay, so let's see what are those formulas. So I've shown you before also the length and breadth for each. So students, have you noticed that for the rectangle, if we want to calculate the area, we have to multiply the area of rectangle. If we calculate it, students, so we have length and breadth, right? So if we have some height, instead of breadth we have a height, so we have to calculate for that area, right? So this is the first area. Now let's take different color. We have a second. Okay, and for each rectangle we have different. But students, have you noticed that we have two rectangles whose area is length into breadth? So let me ask you, from where are they? Let's mark with this. That is, first is length into breadth, this one and this one. So we color with the blue color. Okay, now if we talk about, let's take black color to take for breadth and height, for breadth and height. Okay, now students, next we have length and breadth. Okay, so that way we have we have double of every. So we have length into breadth 2 times, right? We have to add all, and also breadth into height. Let's take, and height into length. Let's take, don't take multiplication sign. That is in bracket, that means multiplication only. Okay, if you add all, take it at common, so that will, it's going to be easier for you to multiply. Okay, so from each of the following we can take common, right? 2. Okay, so we can simplify it. So this is all about our total surface area of a cuboid, that is double of length plus length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length. So that way you will come to know that the total surface area of a, so let me, okay, so this is the last, it is written the total surface area. So that way you will identify and find it out the surface area of a cuboid. Now students, if we talk about the surface area of cuboid in lateral surface, so students, here you can see for the lateral surface we don't have to cover the 2 sides. Okay, if I don't want to cover the bottom and the top, I have to leave that area. Okay, for this one and this part I have to leave it. So we have a 6 faces, as you can see, 1 2 3, right? 6 faces. If you want to leave any 2 faces, then you have to calculate the lateral surface area. For the lateral surface area, what you require, students, just subtract from the total surface area with the 2 areas of a length into breadth. Okay, so that way you can come to know that the lateral surface area. At the last we get double of the area which is going to be left, that is going to be the lateral surface area. Okay, so this is the formulas you have to remember. Now students, you have to list some examples of a cuboid from your surrounding. Where do you all see some examples? Think about it and write it down in the chat box. Okay students, I have listed some example like wooden box, right, matchbox, book, and floppy cube. That is also in the form of a rectangle, and it come act as a cuboid because it has length and breadth and height, right? So we can consider that also. So students, we have lot many examples of a cuboid in our surroundings, so you easily available to find it out all the examples. Okay, now students, you have to give me the filling the blanks. The two Philips are there. Firstly, read the statement carefully, then go with your answer. Okay, so a cuboid is a dash. Is it a two-dimensional or three-dimensional shape? And second, it has dash rectangular faces. So think it properly, then give me the answer. Yes students, very good. So as a cuboid is, as already we discussed, it is a three-dimensional shape. Okay, and it has 6 rectangular faces, right? How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So these are the 6 faces. So we can write it down here. 6. Okay, so these are the answers. Please match your answer. Do you get the same answers or not? Okay, now students, we have one more question for you. Read the statement carefully, then you have to proceed for your answer. Okay, what we have going to find it out. So students, there is word lateral surface area. So what do we think, what we are going to find it out for this? Lateral surface area of a cuboid. Yes, lateral surface area means, yes, curved surface area, right? We have to leave the two or areas of a rectangle in that cuboid, right? So students, here we have length, right? We have width, we have a height. So we have all the perimeters to find it out. So do it and tell me the answer, how you will do it. So we have length, which is 6 centimeter. We have width, which is 4 centimeter, and we have a height, which is 3 centimeter, right? Now students, how you will, you know that curved surface area and lateral surface area is double of, you have to leave the two, it is the top part and the bottom. Okay, so you have to leave that part. So for that, if we calculate it, so we have this formula, the double of height multiply length and width. Okay, so do it, substitute all the terms which is required. So tell me the answer. So students, make sure your unit should be correct, because answer is being corrected, but units is you have put it wrong, then definitely your required solution is going to be wrong. Okay, so students, what is the correct answer? You get? Yes, very good. So we get at the last 60 centimeter square. Very good. Let's come forward. So see, I have made this cuboid also. So we have length, breadth and height. Okay, so that way we do it also for this cuboid. Okay, now students, we have the total surface area of a cuboid. You have to find it out. So how you will proceed for this? So do you know what is the total surface area of a cuboid? So firstly, let's mark length and breadth for this part. So we have length, which is 6 centimeter, right? We have a breadth, which is act as a width, 4 centimeter, and we have a height, which is 3 centimeter. Okay, now students, we have to find it out the total surface area of a cuboid. So how you will calculate this for this perimeter, that we have a length, width and height, and you have to calculate the total surface area. So students, do you remember the total surface area formula, TSA of a cuboid? Yes. So we have total surface area for a cuboid, double of length, breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length, right? So now you will substitute all the values which is required in the formulas and simplify it and tell me the correct answer. And also you can write it down in the comment box, your answer. So let's see the total surface area, right? We have double of length and width, 6 into 4 plus we have a breadth which is 4 and height 3. Then we have a height and length. So now 6 into 4, 24, 6, 4 3s are 12, 3 6s are 18. Now students, you have to add all the terms which is required to add it, okay? Then we will simplify it. Yes, we get 54. So tell me the answer. What do you get the answer? If you students, the units is there is it same, right? Because we are calculating here the area. So here should be centimeter square because we are dealing with the centimeter only. If we have a meters, then we have to go with the meter square, okay? If we have other units like inches or feet, then we have to go with that unit also. So make sure the unit should be proper, and while calculating if any other units are there, so be convert, firstly make conversion, then go for the other process to calculating that unknown value which is we have given to us, okay? So I guess you get it the answer. So please match your answer. That is 108 centimeter square. So this is our total surface area, which is 108, right, centimeter square. So this is your answer for the total surface area of this cuboid, okay? Now students, let's come forward. So this is your true false, right? So tell me, in order to find it out the total surface area of cuboid, we need to add the area of all the 6 rectangular faces. Is it a correct statement or a false statement? Yes students? Yes, very good. So basically it's a correct statement, right? Which means it is a true, because whenever we have to find the total surface area, we have to consider all the faces, which are 6 faces, and they are rectangular, okay? Now students, you have to identify this name of this image. What do you see in front of your screen? Do you see any house? Yes, a cuboidal house. Very good students. So see, we have a question related to only the length and the breadth and the height of a room are 5 meter, 4 meter and 3 meter respectively, right? Find the cost of whitewashing the wall of the room. So students, you have to make a whitewashing to your house and your room, okay? So you have to whitewash your room as well, 4 walls of your room as well as the ceiling, right? So what you have to do, the 4 walls you have to consider. That means if suppose this is a room, so you have to cover this part. You have to leave at only this bottom part. The ground part you don't have to paint or whitewash, right? We never whitewash above the bottom where the ground, right? So you have to make sure read the statement properly, then you have to go with the solutions, right? So students, here you can see I have made a structure for you also. We have a height, length and the breadth, right? So you don't have to whitewash the bottom part of your room, so you have to leave that part. So how you will proceed? So you will calculate the total surface area or the curved surface area. Yes, we don't have to calculate the full area because we will leave the bottom part, right? So we will you will calculate the first area before total surface area and then subtract that area which is length and breadth, right? So that way you can also do it, or you can do other part. So students, what we will do, we will take lateral surface area which is in front of us, and we will calculate the top part with the length and the breadth. Okay, so we will subtract other part which is bottom part. Okay, so we have length plus breadth into height, this is the lateral surface area, and we will add the top part of the room which is length and breadth. Okay, so calculate it, substitute the values. Height is given to you 3 and the length so do it students, calculate the answer and tell me what is that area. So don't consider this as a lateral surface area because we have calculated the area of the 5 walls, right? At the 4 walls along with the ceiling, so 4 walls and ceiling. Yes, what do we get? Answer, yes, we get 74 centimeter square. Okay students, very good. Now students, you have to find it out the cost, right? So how you will proceed for the cost of whitewash that is required for your house to be being painted, and you have to give the money to the shopkeeper for that whitewashing. Yes, so students, what you will do, you have to multiply that area, right? So you will multiply that area which you got it. So what is that area? That is area we have 74, right? You will multiply with the rupees 7.50 because we have a meter square, right? So we have got it, the answer in the rupees. So tell me your answer in the rupees if we calculate with the cost for this. Yes, we get 555. So this is the cost is required whenever you whitewashing your 4 walls as well as ceiling. Okay, at this point of rate 7.50 per meter square. Now students, you have to do it. You have to find the total surface area of a cuboid which is 8 meter long, 5 meter broad and 4 meter high. So you have to use the total surface area. So let me make a cuboid for you. So at the meantime, please do it, and those who get the answer, write it down in the comment box. So students, I made for you a cuboid. Okay, so let me mark all the requirements, that 8 meter long, right? Height is 4 meter and 5 meter broad. So students, I've made a cuboid for you. Take the help of it and now do it. What is the answer for it? Use the formula that is for the total surface area and tell me the answer. Yes, okay, very good students. So you get at the last, the D option is the correct answer. So check out your answer, okay, and match it. Do you get the same answer or not? Okay, so students, let's recap what we have discussed today. So basically we have discussed today the surface area of a cuboid, in which we have talked about cuboid and its 6 rectangular faces, right? So for the curved surface area, we have double of height and length plus breadth, and for the total surface area we have double of every area. Okay, so this is our cuboid total surface area. Okay, now students, these are the few examples I've discussed about the real life examples of a cuboid. Where do you see it? Okay, so at last we have 2 questions you have to do at your home. Okay, so read the statement carefully, then go for the solution for these questions. Okay, and at last we have an activity you have to perform. These are the few materials which you can see at available, of course, at your home place. So you do it, and the 3 steps are involving for this